Okay, so this is, let me see. Well, who am I? Commander Kenti, sole survivor from the IPFS Sarista. This is video log. I'm having trouble counting. Uh, 14. Video log 14. Yeah. Couldn't tell you what time it is, couldn't tell you what date it is. All the chronometers were screwed up, so, oops. Let me see. I am kind of on the search and destroy mission for minerals. So I am I'm moving around the station. Gave me a bunch of GPS maps. Were GPS coordinates were included in the station data. So I borrowed them all, and I'm going one by one, and mining them. Now that I know where the materials are, then why not? The station is doing what the station does, so hopefully while I'm doing this, it will be doing some neat and fancy things there. So we're mining. Nothing terribly exciting, but mining nonetheless. It has a big hole in it. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So I don't know where all these various mineral deposits. So this one says very specifically silver, cobalt, and iron. I can definitely see the iron, but I don't know about the. All right, so silver is at the other end, and oh, there's nickel here too. Well, we'll probably solve that. So we're gonna aim for the nickel first. We'll come back for the silver. Oh, some nickel's on the other side of the iron here. So nickel should be the kind of greenish. So that's ice. So there's the. I think this is the nickel. Okay, so in our normal fashion, we're gonna go ahead and plow through all of the nickel that we can see, keeping the stone nickel transition here as our foci. And we get the bonus of ice here. So the nice thing is this craft is maintaining a very nice and respectable 108. I think that would be tons. All right. So did we finish off? Not quite. And then we are literally just transitioning right into the ice that I did not document. Someone didn't document. So the other thing I've noticed about this miner is the thrusters. They are also very powerful, um, and very efficient. So I have not come down off of 100% on the tank, even with all of this maneuvering around. So I find that to be really kind of impressive. Of course, I guess I shouldn't really expect any different from a, dare I say, OP miner. Orbit back around here and take off the next layer. Oh, more here. I think I didn't run into that. Alright, so we're gonna kind of bore our way out of this just because we can. Now that I know where the edge is. Alright, so one of the things I've noticed here, so there's cobalt. The scanner remembers things. So the nickel that's right there in front of me is not really there. So we're going to turn off our ore detector, turn it back on, which then rescans and resets everything. So our goal, we obviously know where the iron is. In this case, we're going to go after the silver, which is in this hole. I see it there. So let's head through the hole and completely attack this silver. With the bonus of getting iron. So did we clear out? Yes, we did. Alright. So focusing entirely on the silver here. And I want it all. So in our typical fashion here, we will focus on the transition. In this case, it's kind of the bonus. It's iron and silver, which is great. And then we will slowly do our little orbits here until we obliterate silver. Oh, I left some. So gotta go get it. Can't leave. Oh, that might have been stone. All right. Hard to tell the difference here. Contrasts are not extremely high. Alright, so clearly we got just a tiny little bit of silver left. I think that was the last of the silver. So we have a tag for cobalt, which is somewhere through here. So we're literally just going to bore our way through. You can see the silver tag, but like I said, that's not really there. Cobalt is blue, which is right here. So I'm gonna just pick just pick a transition and start following it around, and eventually just mine it out in a circle. Wasn't a very big deposit. Alright, so once again we turn off our detector, turn the detector back on, and rescan and see if we come up with, turn the floodlights off here, and we only come up with iron, which is exactly what I would expect. Okay, so let me see. This is home base. So actually, we can change this. So let me get into my coordinate database. This is the one we're on. We have now changed this one into iron only. And I have been here, so I'm designating those as mined. All right. So I kind of just did the, pick from the top of the list and work my way down. Alright, so this is seeing iron. Let's see, we've got this one 19 kilometers away. What is it? Alright, so that is the next one with AG, which is silver, iron, and more ice. So let's we'll bore our way out of this just because. Now I suppose if I were really smart, this direction should be home. This is my utility station there. Alright, I think I didn't turn off. Huh. Alright, so I have 3 iron. What is, oh, 3.2 meters, that's my own antenna. I'm being an idiot, sorry. Okay, so I don't ever want to be out of range of my satellite, which is to say my station. So I appear to have lost my, there it is, okay. There we go. Just turned kind of invisible there for a second. I don't know why that happened. Okay, let me turn my drill off. And so I've noticed when I get over 200 meters per second, which this thing can do, then things start going really wonky. So I don't know if the gyros are trying to lock or something else is trying to lock. I have no idea. It's something I've noticed on smaller ships. So the neat thing about a very capable miner, OP miner, is you can actually cover a whole lot of ground in very little time. I mean, if you imagine trying to completely mine out, like let's say the silver that we just did, in terms of a smaller miner or drilling it by hand, it becomes a very daunting prospect at best. so this one, silver, iron, and ice. Looks very similar to the one that was really close in for us here. So I see on this side what appears to be a whole lot of ice. So I think we're going to start there. At least I think this is ice. It looks like ice. Yeah, it says ice. So that says ice, that says iron. So let's we'll start here. That I'm not sure where. Yeah, it starts right there. All right. So let's take the top off. So the good news is the oxygen generator on this particular miner can actually siphon off, you know, what it needs, as will any oxygen generator on any ship. So it's not just this one. Definitely not unique to this particular ship. Okay, so now that I've chopped the top off of this, let's be a little more surgical about it. Follow our traditional practices. And following the transition lines around in the big circle. So is this the most OP drill that I have in my arsenal, in my recipe book? The answer is no. I actually have one that was purely for the sake of testing, that breaks the game. So I know I just stepped out of character there, but so out of character moment. So this one is actually on the bottom of the scale for as far as OP goes. All right, so that was at least one portion of ice. So we're turning off the scanner. And on the scanner again. Okay, so it says we got gold. Gold. Gold is not AG. Huh. In a satellite asteroid. What we'll probably do is just eat this whole little satellite. Trick here is that the drill is consuming things fast enough that I don't always know where it is, which is to say the alright, let's back off a little so we can see what we can see. And we're gonna literally orbit up and over. And finish this whole little tiny satellite off. Okay, I think. So I see iron and indeed silver. So once again we're going to turn off the scanner and then turn it back on. So we should still have iron and hopefully silver. Here's the iron and the silver, and I don't know what that one is. Ice. Let's do the ice first just because. You know what, I'm gonna destroy this little thingy here because these are always dangerous. And it says there's ice over here somewhere. Ice, that was silver, iron, ice. Unless it was these little, oh it was those little tiny pieces. What a good scanner. That was probably something I missed on the way through. Did I do ice here already? Alright, realigning on silver. Clearly we're going to go through the iron to get to the silver, which is fine. There's the silver. Alright, changing orientations here. Uh-oh. Okay, I think, got some silver. Hard to see the transition, but I'm going to follow it around. I did turn the spotlights off. Oh. So what I'm going to try and do, oh, there's the silver again. So, we have mined the gold. It says silver, but we don't have any silver, so we're going to turn off. Oh, I turned off my antenna. Can't turn off the antenna because it's using the antenna to transmit my cargo. Turn the ore detector scanner back on. It says more silver. Yes, there is more silver. Alright. Interesting to put two pieces here. There's the stone. guess that teaches me the lesson. There's really a very good reason why we turn off the scanner and turn it back on, because you never know when you're getting a legitimate erroneous indication. So you don't want to just take it on pure, well, this thing is wrong, without trying it, because I thought we were out of silver, and clearly that is not the case. We still seem to have quite a bit of silver. Back around on myself here. Alright, so the question is, did I leave a chunk in the middle? Yes, I did, which I think we just cleared. Alright, so once again, scanners off, let them reset, and then scanners back on, and hopefully I will only see iron. Iron. Still see more silver. 30 meters away. Yes, I do. I missed some. Just take those chunks down a little bit so they're not quite as dangerous. Let's take this big piece off here. Saying silver, but we'll see if we can. Yeah, it's just kind of out in the middle of the space here. So reset. And iron it is. So having done that, we'll go back into our coordinate database. This one now is mined. So going back to the top of our list here, oops, we turn this one off, turn the next one in the list on, which is silver and magnesium besides iron. Obviously we have an abundance of iron, so having too much iron is never a problem, but all right, so given home base here, which is 40 clicks away, I'm just going to mine my way through this iron and pick up some iron on the way, and then head towards home. And I'll get a nap before I have to be a productive naval officer again. Turn my drill off, and we're smooth sailing. So the other nice thing about this particular vessel is the data that's sitting in front of me. Now obviously the artificial horizons there won't come into play when I'm in space, because they're completely dependent upon the gravity well. But if we look to the bottom left, you see I have my positional data, so I can bounce that off of the GPS coordinate and see where I am versus where it is. My speed, so I can, in many cases, turn off quite a bit of my HUD. Now the downside is that we're showing a little bit different data indication. So cargo mass is 52 million, I believe it's grams, so megagrams versus kilograms, but it's not showing my ship mass, so just the cargo mass, which obviously is quite a bit. So that would be what, 5.2 tons? Or is that million grams? A million grams is a ton, right? So that's actually 52 tons. So, seeing this thing, I don't know if I've been here before. I'm guessing I have. But being that it's on the way, I'm gonna stop through and investigate. Actually, let me bounce off the GPS coordinates that I've already been to, which is that one, and that one. So if any of those come up, then I know. Which it doesn't. Oh, this one might be a new one. So these ones that are the punch through ones are very typically ice. So it's like a big ice comet punched through, and I see something that looks like silver. Is that silver? Could that be silver? Yes, it is. So we have silver, iron, ice, silicon. Silver, iron, ice, and silicon. Okay, let's see if we have that in our database. Just out of curiosity. So silver, ice, iron, silicon. Okay, so we can turn these off because we know those are not identified. And clearly I have not mined this one yet. So silver, ice, iron. Let's turn that one off for now. Silver, ice, iron. Huh. This one may be unmapped. Yeah, this one could be unmapped. Which is all fine. So alright, we'll start with the silver. This one is a small little asteroid. Alright, so I should actually, so this was silver, silicon, iron, and ice, right? So let me do a GPS. So this was for silver, iron, silicon, and ice. So why am I putting this in? Because we're here. So once I transition these, and really I shouldn't have changed those, but I should have just noted that there was, did we really mine out? I guess so. We killed it. Alright, so over here is the silicon. Just because, wow, there's not a whole lot of silicon here, but that's apparently true of everything. Oh, this is much bigger than it looked. This whole piece was silicon. Okay, I think we got it all. And silver, more silver. No, we took that already. So that was my, I haven't reset yet. Iron, and that is ice. So we're going to go through. And yes, indeed, here's the ice. So this is definitely a very small asteroid. So you can see how we just totally put a hole in things. So the question is, do we want to just totally finish this guy off? No, I don't think we will. We'll just do another swath through. Let me do the reset. Should only be seeing iron now. Oh, nope. It is showing more silicon. And indeed there is. So let's take out this whole area. Wow, a lot more silicon. About all right, reset again. And I only see iron now, so alright, so sorry, didn't want that one, wanted that one. Okay, so this one is now mined out. So maybe what I should do, and I just changed those because I deleted all the, so I shouldn't have changed my database. I should have just left it the way it was and put the mined identifier there. So that was my bust. a little bit off track. So I think this is a good place to end the log. Not much going to happen, I hope, on the transition back to the base. So with that, I guess I will end the log.